Hi, this is Garry Creath.
And I'm Chris Scott, and we're with the Paperless Agent. And today, I wanted, Garry, for you to share a little tactic that you use that makes such a huge difference when you're having a conversation with a customer or a prospect to lead to the outcome. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here, and let me give you guys an example. How many of you have been at an open house and had nothing good come out of it? You know, maybe you had people walking through the open house, but you realized, and maybe you stopped doing open houses as a result, but you've realized, or you said to yourself, yeah, nothing good comes from an open house. But here's what I'll share with you guys. This guy, whenever he does an open house, he's walking away with 1-2 clients at least. And it's because you're doing something differently. You're doing what you refer to as making offers of help. So I was wondering if you could share with us and maybe use that example of that one story from that listing on Jackson to really give you guys some more context and be able to see the benefit from it.
Yeah, and so here's the thing, is the biggest breakdown that I observe when agents are hosting open houses is they're not asking the right questions. They're not making valuable offers of help. Now, what is an offer of help? An offer of help is understanding what the concerns are of another human being and offering to help them satisfy or create a solution. So, for example, there was an open house that I was hosting on a luxury home, and it was such a large estate that I actually needed 2 other agents to help me host this open house.
Gotcha.
And so this couple comes in through the door, and I turned to one of my agents and I said, hey, why don't you go and see what you can do to help them? She said, okay. So she walks up, chats with them for 4 or 5 seconds, comes back and grabs 2 bottles of water.
And gives them the bottle of water.
And gives them the bottle of water. And then she comes back and I said, okay, how'd that go? She goes, oh, it's great. I said, okay, what did you offer? She goes, well, I offered them water. I said, okay, how did this come about? She goes, well, it's a hot day in Texas. I walked up and I welcomed them, gave them my name, and I said, can I offer you a bottle of water? I came back, I got it for them, I took it back to them, and then I followed up with this question: if there's anything else you need, let me know.
Gotcha. So that is, that was polite.
It was polite.
Right? Very passive. Did not engage the person. There was nothing in that interaction that would have engaged some conversation to take place.
Well, it depends on what your ultimate objective is. If you just want to give people water, it was successful.
Gotcha.
But what is the ultimate objective?
Well,
the ultimate objective of an open house is to create new opportunities for yourself. So what I did is I said, I got this. I walked up to the couple and I said, hi, my name is Garry Creath. I'm the host of this open house. Thank you so much for coming. By the way, I'm always curious to learn how people learned about my open house. Would you mind if I ask, how did you guys come to know about this open house? And they said, well, we received one of your postcards. I said, oh, great, so you live in the neighborhood. They said, yes. I said, so are you thinking of making a move?
Ooh, that was very direct.
Absolutely.
But they are at an open house.
They're at an open house, so why would I not ask that? And this is what came out of it. They said, no, actually, we're happy where we are. However, we have friends who live in Houston, and they're thinking about moving to our neighborhood, so we said we would come check out this home.
So now, here, let's break that down a little bit. What you did is you asked questions to get an understanding and figure out, okay, why are they here, right? I mean, if they're at it, I think a lot of people think to themselves, oh, people are just come to open houses. They're not interested in buying or anything. Is that true?
It's not true. And in fact, most people who attend open houses, they're not kicking the tires. They're actually there because they're interested about making a move, and they're not wasting time.
Regardless of what they say, because a lot of times they'll say anything just to feel like they don't have to talk to somebody, right? Like they're like, oh, I just want to get out of here. But they do represent people in the market. You know, someone who's willing to sacrifice time on a Saturday or Sunday, drive around, go look at a house. I mean, those are in-market buyers or sellers.
And just like the friends of this couple, they're in-market buyers and they haven't seen the house yet. So I needed to very quickly create an offer of help. And so I could have just said, oh, well, great, let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Which they're probably like, no, I'm just going to go, but you instead wanted to offer something relevant to them that they would say, yes, I want that.
Yes, I wanted to give them something, but also get something in return. And what did I want in return? I wanted their contact information.
Right, so now that was one example, but what are some other...
Well, hold on, I didn't give the offer of help yet.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead.
No, the valuable offer of help was, well, great. So if you would like, I have a load of drone videos and photography and information about this house that I can send you that you can then send to your friends. What's the best email address to send that to? They gave me their contact information. I sent them all of that valuable information. A connection was made, and I still talk to them today.
So really, anyone walking in that door of an open house represents somebody to engage in conversation,
Right.
ask questions to figure out what is it that I can provide? What service can I offer? What tools can I offer? What resources can I offer to meet their need, which would then be a fair trade for follow-up.
Absolutely. So always try and understand what is your objective, what is it that you want to extract out of the conversation, and then make valuable offers of help that are a fair trade for what you want.
You know, another example that you've given me, Gary, is that you will have your computer set up in the kitchen with the with an MLS search of other homes in the area. Because when you go to ask the question to get feedback on the house, chances are that's not the house for them.
Almost every time I'll say, so what'd you think about the home? And they say, oh, it's not for us. And what you could do is just say, okay, well, thank you, and let them walk out the door. Instead, make another valuable offer of help. And that is, well, gosh, you know, I'm sorry this house didn't fit your needs. However, what I did is I took the liberty of creating a full search of all homes in this neighborhood that might suit your needs. So why don't you just take a look here and let me know if any of those will work for you.
So what you're doing, it's a small, just little offer of help, a little service. You know, they're in that neighborhood. So obviously they're considering homes in that neighborhood. They may not have information of what's on the market, coming on the market. Like, you have valuable information that you can offer right there on the spot.
You got it.
You also told me that one of the things you might do is, hey, have you thought about this home down the street? You know, after this, we can go open the door if you'd like.
Always make offers of help to go show them the homes that might suit their needs whenever you're available. And you know, one thing I want to mention is there have been open houses that have been really slow, and if they're the only couple there, I'll shut down the open house and go show them houses, because ultimately I'm there to generate new leads and take care of them.
Now, this principle applies to more than just open houses, though. Right, so this principle applies to every time you're having a conversation with somebody. I mean, I've observed you, Gary, where you might be at a coffee shop and strike up a conversation with somebody and ask them, "Well, have you thought of moving?" Right?
Absolutely.
And then let me set you up on a search. If you're interested in downtown condos, let me set that up for you. So it's just and people. It's not like they're like, "No, I don't want you to do that." When you do it, when it's relevant to what they care about, and the context of the conversation is appropriate, like sitting at an open house, for example, or having a real estate-related conversation in a coffee shop, then the offer of help is timely, it's relevant, and provided that it suits their needs, you get the result that you want, which you're expanding your database, you're expanding your influence, and ultimately finding more clients, prospects, and leads to work with.
Absolutely. And so, you know what? If you found these tips and techniques valuable and helpful to you, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get updates on the most relevant topics in real estate.
See you in the next video. We'll see you online.